Hello everyone, I am Benjamin Bryan from Bryant McKinnon Lawyers in Coffs Harbour, and I'm joined here with my partner in crime, Heather McKinnon. Hello Heather.
Good morning, Ben.
Heather, we've recently had our 4th birthday. Can you believe it?
Oh, I can when I look at the photos from 4 years ago.
And look, we've been through a lot. We've moved offices, we've done pandemics, we've done bushfires, we've done staffing issues, we've done a lot. So
Small business in Australia, what a wonderful journey.
I know, and you recently sent me a photo of us when we were with our previous firm, Slater and Gordon, back in the day, and boy, did we look a little different. So it's taking its toll, but we love what we do, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Some days. Anyway, Heather, we're here to talk about our latest podcast episode, which was filmed with Michael Horton. Michael Horton, of course, you've known him for decades, let's say, being a previous family court reporter, or whatever it was called back then, doing child welfare reports for the family law courts. But of course, he's a trained teacher. He's a father of 2, and also he's the founder of Parentshop, which is a great resource, not only for parents, but for educators and trained professionals as well. And it was so good to talk to Michael, and I really loved the practical examples he gave and the information that he gave to us and to our listeners and our viewers. I thought it was fantastic. One of the things that I took away was with the parenting plans, having an agreement. What is not in the parenting plan? What can the words on the page not cover? To me, what is going on, the common understanding, the mutual intention, so important.
Yeah. And, it is, again, that practical stuff that Michael gives after decades of working with kids and their parents. I mean, there's nothing like that wisdom. Yeah. And I think it'll be useful for not only parents who are separated, but parents who are just parents. A lot of wisdom.
Yeah, and coming up with a business plan, as it were, and not exceeding 1 or 2 pages. I love that.
And, as you said, Michael and I started working together in the 1980s as very young family law professionals, but his wisdom was always there. And it's great to see that at this stage of his career, he's focusing on training other professionals, because the more that we can get that workforce skilled up, the better for kids in our region.
And another practical example that you discussed was, you were certainly saying it's not feasible to put in a parenting plan or orders in place for a 2 or 3-year-old for a time when they're studying the HSC. So a practical thing was to set a review date, and probably 6 or 12 months down the track, which I thought was great. And with that business plan, that business model, that's what we do in business. So I thought that was a great tip as well for parents.
It is.
Another thing that we discussed, which we discuss a lot in this podcast, is the impact of conflict on children. And so it's not just where the changeover location is going to be, or when it's going to be, or whether it's halfway, and who's doing the travel, but more about what is going to take place at the changeover. What do we expect from each other? What are the needs of our children in that moment? I thought that was pretty powerful,
Yeah, and he just emphasises the whole time, parents have to learn to be calm. And it's really worth listening to.
And I think when he was talking about special days, when I asked him about how can people put aside their differences or their hostility when talking about special days such as Mother's Days and Father's Days and Easter and Christmas and things like that, and his response is, life is not fair. I love that.
He gets even better because he says, suck it up. Plain language, direct to the issue, and the thing that judges hate more than anything is when parents ask that they have an order that says the kids have to spend time with them on their birthday, meaning their parents' birthday. Yeah. It's really not about you.
What does it mean to be putting arrangements that are in the best interest of the children? What does it actually mean? So I think that's a pretty good wrap-up or good summary of the episode with Michael Horton. So be sure to check that out wherever you get your podcasts. Next month, Heather, we are doing another guest interview with Susan Delbridge. We're going to be talking about accounting and family law. And of course, Susan Delbridge is a forensic accountant in Newcastle with plenty of experience, so that will be a great show. So if you have any questions about family law and property or financial matters, particularly as it relates maybe to a question to an accountant, send us a message. You can send it on Facebook or LinkedIn, or you can send us an email at familymatters@bryantmckinnon.com.au, and we hope to see and hear you then.